This is going to be a tutorial about how to use the LabQuest Mini and the software that goes with it. So what we've got right here in the corner of your screen, we'll see if we can make this a little larger so you guys can see it, is the LabQuest Mini device that we use for a lot of our sensors that we've got for labs. So we have temperature probes, force probes, photo gates, motion sensors, various other things. And so in this video, what we're going to do is show you how to get the software on your Chromebook and then how to plug this in and change your data collection. So the first thing before you can really use this is to be able to have the software on it. So you're going to type in Vernier graphical analysis, and I've done this a couple of times, so it comes right up in my search bar there. But it's Vernier, V-E-R-N-I-E-R. And then you're going to see Vernier graphical analysis. There's a couple of things here. There's the Pro on the website, or you can just try the Chrome version. Let's click that and see what happens here. Now it is already installed on the Chromebook I'm using. I'm just showing you the path to it here. Now, for some reason, this says that it's not compatible, but I know that it is compatible because I'm using it. We can go back. So you would hit the download button to download that to your Chromebook. Then there's nothing you really have to do with it. I'll show you what happens if you do get the download Vernier graphical analysis. We'll wait for it here. So you'll get to the Vernier website and then go to downloads. And then we'll see Graphical Analysis Pro. There's a whole bunch of things you can download down here. But just go to Graphical Analysis Pro, say download now. And then you'll see download for Windows. So some of you are bringing your own laptops. That's what you would need to use if you're going to do that. It is free. If you've got a Mac laptop, you can use this one. For everybody that's doing Chromebooks, and that's what I'm focusing on today, you'll go to the Chrome Web Store, which is the one that we did before. And then you should have the ability to add that as an extension. And then if you look on my computer down here, I've got that thing installed. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. And we'll get that opening up. Sometimes it does take a while to load. So while that's doing its thing, let's go ahead and open up this window here and talk about the LabQuest Mini. Here's an example of one of the probes you're going to use. It's a temperature probe, and it has a connector like this. And that's not going to plug anywhere into your laptop. So what this does is it acts as an interface between your computer and the probes that you're going to use. So first things first, this thing has to be powered. It has the standard old USB plug-in. It's the USB, I think that's Mini, and that goes in the side of the box here. And there is a separate place for power, but you'll get enough power through the USB to run this. And you'll notice there's a little light here that is not on right now. And I'm just going to go ahead and plug this into the back of the Chromebook. And you probably saw a red light come on there for just a second, and now the light is green, indicating that it's powered. And if you're looking at the larger screen right now, you'll notice that this came up, and there's a blank space here. And in a second, when we plug the sensor in, it's going to allow us to detect that. Now, there are different ports on this box. There are digital ports for things like, I believe the photo gates are digital. The temperature probes are analog, so those are going to go in the channel ones. And if you have a choice, always start at 1. So if you're only going to plug in one thermometer, plug it into channel 1, not channel 2 or 3. It generally finds it faster. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in. to the side here. And one quick note, even though they look the same, the digital ports and the analog ports are different. They will not fit. There's a little groove on your plug-in. If it's not going in right away, don't try to shove it in there. You'll break something off. And then if you looked on the screen here, all of a sudden we have a collect button. So if I unplug this, I think that's going to disappear. Yep. It won't even show you that you have the ability to collect until you've got something attached. And there we go. There's our collect button. So that's what we'll press to make this thing go. Now we're pretty much done with the box. So I'm going to minimize my window here with this. And then I want to show you how you can change your data collection. So there are various ways to collect. You can do event-based, drop counting, photo gate timing. And depending upon what sensor you're using, this might change, but this is the spot to go change it. Right now, we're just going to go time-based. And I have an experiment that we're going to use these thermometers for, usually over several minutes. So I'm going to say minutes. And then I want it to take a sample fairly often. So I'm going to have it do it every second, just so we have good tracking. So I'm going to do 60 samples per minute, which means it's going to take the temperature every second and record it. And then you can have it start on a triggering event. We're just going to start it manually. We're just going to hit the collect button. And then you can have it end after a certain time. So if you know you're going to run an experiment for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, you can just set it and it'll automatically stop. I like the flexibility of stopping it manually if we want to and let it run a little longer if we want to let our experiment run out. So 60 samples per minute, and that button to do that is right down in this corner here. And that's where you're going to do that. And let's go ahead and I'm just going to hit collect. We're going to let this temperature probe start to collect some numbers. And because this is such a long time frame, that line over here is appearing pretty short. But you can see that it is starting to collect data, and you can do your window, what you see here. You can put a data table out here, and it will show you the data as you collect it. And it's just saying 22.4 degrees. And just so you can see what happens, I'll just go ahead and grab the end of the probe here, and you can see the temperature start to rise really rapidly. And then we'll just let go and kind of wave it in the air a little. And then you'll start to see it cool down. And so the nice thing about this is, with old school experiments, you would have to manually collect your numbers and then make a graph, type them all in. This thing already has your data table. It's already made your graph. And then you're free to just look at what's happened. So I'm going to show you a couple other quick tools before we end this video. I'm going to stop data collection. And then I'm going to choose this, and it's going to zoom. I've got all this open space here. It is going to zoom just to the data that I have. And now I can look at what I've collected. You can do various things with the graphing tools. You can have it try to apply a fit to it. So if you're doing motion experiments where you're going to get acceleration, you can have it trace that curve out for you. And you can add various other things like titles and some other things here. And there's our warning bell in the morning. I may have heard that in the background. Anyway, that is how you're going to install graphical analysis. And that's how you're going to plug in sensors and change some of the settings for the Vernier software for what we'll use.